Okay, welcome to Rust and Ruin, Episode 5, City of Light. Last time, our adventurers drank, gambled, and fought on their trek to Solaria. Orgel won 75 blessing, which is gold. Silsey fell in love with a tiefling,
Which is gold.
which is gold. And Valmea brooded. They also ran into a mysterious Eladrin who made vague, ominous threats about her desire to root out corruption in Solaria. Then, as the city Solaria became visible from the top of the hill, they said their tearful goodbye to Neris the Bugbear. And that's where we begin today. It is a sunny day. It is around 4 p.m. in the afternoon, because you have been traveling down the hill towards the city. And it is the 9th of Kelsinver. So that means 6 days away from Harvesttide Festival. So as you are approaching the city, you see the 20-foot wall that surrounds the entire city of Solaria. And above the walls, you can see the tops of buildings and a spire from a cathedral. And there is a large statue right outside the entrance gates. So this statue is of a marble texture. This person has a skin color of deep brown. Her hair is a stark white with strands of purple. And all that is reflected in the paint on the statue. She has a large crown and a scepter in one hand, while both arms, one with the scepter, are outstretched, welcoming visitors and citizens alike into the city. Somehow it displays grace, beauty, and power all at once. And that is what you see from your little cart, following the traffic into the City of Light. And as your horse, who is unnamed as of now, as your horse leads you, you hear the clip clock on the stones, on the cobblestones, and the light from the sun is beating down on the stone walk, and the temperature seems to have risen up at least 10 degrees. It's getting hotter. So for this early autumn morning, it is reminiscent of deep in the summer. So what would you like to do? You've not entered the gates yet. But you are in this procession. There's not a check. It's just people are slowly filtering in as you've already been checked out. You do see guards manning the gates, though.
I want to keep pressing forward, and as we get closer, I'm kind of gonna lay low a little.
Okay.
Yeah, I think after last night, laying low sounds really good.
So, Valmea, do you want to take the reins?
Sure, I could do that. Yeah.
Alright, so you are switching things up. Kind of a Chinese fire drill, right? Where Valmea gets in front, and she now has the reins. As you guys and gal enter through the gates of the city. So it is obvious that you have first entered the one of the 8 districts of Solaria that you've all heard about. And this is the famous or infamous, depending on your upbringing, Commerce District of Solaria, where smoke and smells emerge from restaurants. There's hundreds of people, like ants, just flooding through, going about their daily business. And as we get later in the afternoon, it's starting to slow down. But as you are newcomers, most of you, newcomers to the city, it's very hectic and it's making your head spin. But you see people from all different backgrounds and social statuses, and there are large blue banners on the sides of buildings as you now put the large 20-foot wall that protects the city in your proverbial rearview mirror. So we have restaurants, we have inns and taverns. It all just depends on what you are looking for. If you want to tell me what you're looking for and then give me a perception check of some sort, I can help you out.
I am looking for a robe.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Well, many people are wearing robes. If you want to steal one, that's...
No, I'd rather buy one.
Okay. All right, give me a perception check as you're clopping along.
Oof. So that would be a 4.
A 4. Ouch. No, it's not that. It's not great. You are, yeah. Even though you've been here once before, your head is spinning. It's starting to all blend together. You see an apothecary. Zen's apothecary is on your right. And Valmea, you have the reins.
First thing I want to get is some weapons.
Okay. Hopefully your perception check is better.
Yeah. Let's see.
Now remember, you're on the back of a cart. If you want to go on your own and do investigation checks, that would require getting off the cart and going wandering around.
Well, I mean, have any of us communicated what we want to do?
On the way down, I would say that you've maybe minimally talked about it.
So, at what point do you guys want me to pull over so we can hop out and, like, do things?
I guess Orgel would say, it might be good for us to get a room first, or at least settle on a place we can meet up.
Yeah. So, I'm cool with just going ahead and getting a room. That works for you guys. So, I'll just keep tracking at the time. Well, I could do a perception check while we're passing through.
I'll do one as well for a place that might be like a tavern or an inn, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's 16.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
19.
Very
Better.
good as well. So, yeah, you see several different inns and taverns. Um, if you're wanting specifically a place you can stay the night, there is the Stray Cat Run. The Stray Cat Run looks to be more of a cheaper inn. It's kind of run down. There is a little further down. There's the Queen's Blessing and the Velvet Night Inn. Both seem to be upscale. Taverns, you have Red Wyvern's Wicked Ale. It's a brewing company. You have Oblivion and the Dragon's Lair. All different taverns. So it just depends on where you'd like to go.
Orville probably would have mentioned the nicer places,
Okay.
but like kind of as like an afterthought. He's like, yeah, this stray cat looks pretty good. Cheap's good. Kind of out of the way.
It's fine.
I wouldn't feel like people would be staring at me there.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's fine with me. I don't care where we stay.
I'm good there.
To the stray cat.
Very cool. So, you pass by the Queen's Blessing, and you see the Velvet Night Inn in the distance. But you pass by the Queen's Blessing, and you see a little area, where they have guards, and behind them there's a stable. There's also a little area where carts can be placed. You pass by that, and you find maybe a block later the Stray Cat Run.
Sweet home.
It is a hovel, to say the least. Yeah. So, there's not really a place to put your horse. There is a small little section where you can park your cart. There are no guards here.
Orville says, you know, you guys are probably bonded with the horse, so I'm not going to suggest we eat it. Maybe we can sell it, though.
I mean,
It's either that or find parking all over town, and that's not my purview.
Parking is a nightmare.
That's the one thing I've heard about these big cities. Parking is a nightmare.
yeah, we should sell it.
Maybe we can trade it with the owner of this hovel for a couple nights. Then we don't have to move the guy.
Very true. Yeah, we can try that.
All right.
All right. I will walk in. The stray cat in. Or stray cat run, sorry.
So, I about called you Luna. Valmea. Valmea, are you just where do you want to park this Joker? This cart and horse?
I guess I'll just pull it over where you said there was a spot for carts.
Okay.
I'm not gonna leave it though. So
Smart.
if Silsey wants to stay, I can go in, or if they want to go in, I'll stay with it. But yeah, I want it to still be here.
I can stay with the cart.
Orgel is like overwhelmed by, he's never seen this many people before. So because of that, he's like compensating in a weird way, and he has way more bravado than you've ever seen. So he's gonna walk in to this place, and without even really like recognizing if anyone's in there. He's just going to shout, "Hey, who out here likes horses?"
You see a...
He's going to like try to casually lean on the door going in.
Inside, you see a couple tables. There are some chairs, some wooden chairs. One wooden chair is broken and splayed across the floor. There are no it's not like a wooden floor. It's dirt. It's a dirt floor in here. And there is what you would call a desk, a front desk as well. And that front desk is in the middle of a kitchen where you see an orc lady who is going about and putting things in a sink and washing some dishes while something else cooks. And you see a gnome who, upon hearing your request, she walks up to you. She says, "Well, I'm interested in, what did you say, horses?"
"Yeah, horses."
"The name is Ivy." And she sticks out a hand.
"Hello, Ivy. I'm a patron."
"That's a weird name. A patron. Where do you come from, a patron?"
"Oh, from beyond these walls."
"Ah."
It sounded cooler in my head. It's a long story. Do you have rooms available?
"Yes." "For just you?"
Couple others. We might be willing to barter if you're interested. I mean, we have blessings. Doesn't anybody?
"You have blessings."
But we have also a magnificent steed.
"Interesting."
I'm going to lean forward. Okay. If you decide to eat it, don't do it in front of my friends. They've grown quite attached.
She puts a lone finger on your chest and pushes you backwards. She says, "Stay out of my bubble." Blade! Blade, we have a patron. His name's
Blade?
a patron. Blade, who is apparently this orc woman, she just grunts. Ugh. She approves. This will be 10 blessing for the night.
How about 4 blessing and a horse and a cart?
So, you pay me to take the horse.
Sounds too good to be true, right?
It does. I don't have to pay anything.
That's right.
Is this horse demon possessed? We have temples.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
Deal. She sticks out a hand and accepts the deal. And you've just been railroaded.
First day in town, I don't know the going rates.
4 blessing. And you sold your horse.
I'll pay for it. Guys, this one's on me. I'm not gonna tell him how much it was. I'm just gonna tell him, great deal. You should have seen it.
Yeah. So, Ivy volunteers to go out and make sure that your cart is safe. And she comes out and she guarantees you that it'll be safe for the evening. So Is everybody coming in?
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go in.
All right. She will lead you to your room, and there is a pungent smell. It's basically like staying in a stable.
Are there any windows?
There is one window. There's a curtain covering it. There are 2 cots, and there's a small little trunk for your possessions. There's no lock on the trunk.
This is too good to be true.
Yeah, so, Silsey, as you walk over to the window and peer out, you see that there's a beautiful view of another building right beside you. Yeah.
Is there an alley there by any chance, or is it just like
There's a small alley, but when you open the curtains, you can't tell.
we're not going to be bothered here? This is perfect.
Yeah. Ify comes and she says that you'll get complete privacy since you've already paid up front, and that breakfast is included,
Hey!
but not dinner. She makes sure to tell you that dinner is not included.
Tough but fair.
Not for this evening. All right. So you are in Solaria. You have a room in a place.
We did it.
I mean, we can end there. I mean, it's amazing. You achieved all you could ever want. No, so it's getting late in the afternoon. Where would you like to go? Do you want to split up? Are you staying together? You're starting to get hungry.
I just gotta find weapons.
I'm happy to tag along with them. Orgel would have told you all he's looking for... He's not entirely sure what specifically, but something that would make him incredibly powerful. He wants to burn as much of this gold as he can. Blessings.
Nice. Okay, so...
He thinks he'll know it when he sees it.
Yeah, know it when you see it. So, not knowing the city, you, Valmea, since you made a good perception check a few minutes ago, looking around, you do see, the Chainmail Tavern. You're not sure if they're going to have any weapons. You see a Gossip Infirmary, whatever that is. You see the Oblivion. And you see Blurn's Armory.
Let's try there first.
Very cool. So, Silsey, Orgel, will you be going into Blurn's Armory?
Yeah, Orgel
Yeah, I'll
feels
tag
like he should be on hand for negotiating.
Oh gosh.
Probably wise.
Since he didn't found what he was looking for, I'm just gonna tag along here, safety in numbers, and then see if I have better luck.
All right. So
After walking around a bit.
You're at Blurn's Armory, and you walk in. Valmea, I'm guessing you're going to do the talking since you want to. Since you're the one looking around.
Yeah. What's it look like? Who's there?
So there are several other patrons inside, looking at armor and different one-handed and two-handed weapons. I guess it just depends on what you would like. You see, this is a big building, so you see pretty much anything you could desire.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously that has limits, and there is a Goliath woman who is walking around, and a Goliath man who is manning a desk.
Okay. I'm mostly looking for something that's going to have some range with it. That's also suitable for my tiefling stature.
So you're going over to look at like the bows, right?
Good deal. Yeah.
Okay. So you see that they have short bows, long bows. There's crossbows. You see blow darts and slings, all sorts of things.
Okay. I definitely want to get a bow.
Okay.
Let's do a long bow.
Gotcha. So you pick up a long bow. It's pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm.
The long bow you've picked up is about 8 pounds of just sheer wood. And pulling back the wire that it has, it takes some good effort.
Okay.
And the Goliath woman comes over and introduces herself. She says, "Well, hello, my name is Kit. What can I do for you?"
Hello. I'm looking for a weapon that's going to have some range on it.
Well, that there is a fine weapon.
Seems like it.
But it's a little bit
But heavy.
pricey. I will admit, it is a little pricey.
What's the price?
It's 60 blessing.
No.
That's what I thought. So, being in the pricier range, because we make quality weapons here. Maybe this short bow. And she goes over to a smaller bow. It still looks pretty heavy. It's about 4 pounds when you pick it up. This runs 25 to 30 gold. So
What's the range on this one?
If you're willing to spend the blessing, then it's definitely going to be worth it for you. The range, so if you're strong enough, you could probably shoot an arrow 300 feet.
Okay. Well, if I'm not strong enough?
Maybe 200.
Okay. How many arrows?
Well, what comes with it, we have our own handcrafted arrows, and she goes over and she picks one up off the wall. It is a thin black arrow, and it says Blurns on the side. And she hands it to you. She says, "The short bow comes with 15 arrows. You get your own quiver as well. We make it all here."
That's pretty good. I could work with that. What other kind of weapon are there? I mean, other than bows. What you said? Did you say darts?
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
That is kind of cool.
there are darts. She'll lead you on the wall. She'll say, "So here we have throwing darts, and these are magically enhanced to go further and explode on impact.
So, how much is that?
A single dart costs 2 gold. 2 blessing.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not from the city.
No worries, no worries. How much do those weigh, roughly?
The exploding dart weighs maybe 1/4 of a pound.
Okay. So,
We have about 10 in stock if you're looking to purchase more than one.
oh, definitely. I'd like to get all 10.
Whoa. So you're an adventurer, aren't you? Is that what you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Just a little bit of adventure.
I'll tell you what. If you mention that to my husband, he has a soft spot for adventurers. You seem like the kindly sort. You tell him that, he'll probably give you a discount.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
No
Do you
problem.
guys do any kind of trades?
Yeah, we do all sorts of trades.
Cool. Alright. Well, thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
No problem. And she pats you on the back. It is a heavier pat, being she's much larger than you.
Right.
And she goes off to help somebody else. She actually comes to you, Orgel. What can I do for you? You look like a man in search of a weapon.
You know, it's nice to hear someone say that, but I think I'm looking for something a bit more magical.
Oh, okay. Well, if you change your mind, please let me know. You know, now that I think about it, are you with the young lady over there? The tiefling lady?
I just might be.
You might like Igvold's enchantments. They do. Igvold's enchantments, yeah, they do good by their customers there.
Where would I find this place?
So if you leave out of here and you go about a few blocks down,
You're gonna have to slow down.
okay.
That's fine.
So she tells you, it's deeper in the city, closer to those upscale inns. All right.
I'll pass that along. But I might want to check this place out before nightfall.
Okay. Cool. Igvold's. Silsey, she sees you, but just barely. As she's walking by. Are you with them? You're muted, good sir.
I am, yeah. I'm just, I'm not looking to buy any weapons today, though.
I can't entice you in anything, can I?
No, I'm all set on weapons.
A man after my own heart. Well,
I know what I want, and I have it already, so
enjoy looking around. If anything catches your eye, you let me know.
I will.
All right. So, Valmea, are you ready for your purchases?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, you walk up, carrying your bow. They're going to have to help you, obviously. So, Silsey has a quiver and some arrows. Orgel has the exploding darts. Trying very carefully not to drop them.
Drop one.
And you see that this Goliath gentleman has a small little pin on his shirt that says Herb.
Hello, Herb.
Well, hello. I saw you speaking with my wife.
Yeah, she was very helpful. She mentioned that you like adventures.
Oh, did she now?
She did indeed.
She's trying to give me away. You know, I used to be an adventurer myself. I had
That's good to hear.
several good quests, but then I almost died. And I decided to settle down and come back to the city.
Happens to the best of us.
You know, it does. But one of these days, I'm going to go on one final quest, I swear. I will. If by Aldur's grace, I will go on one more quest.
What a quest it will be. Yeah, I want to buy all of this.
Whoa. This is excellent. I love it. So,
I'm on a very big adventure.
I can tell. Now, he's trying to do the math in his head. So, which is code for me doing the math very literally right now.
Mhm.
All right. What I can do for you, it's typically for this haul, it'd be around 45 or 50 gold. But what I can do, I'll give this all to you for 33 blessing.
Sounds good to me. But can I interest you in some stuff that I no longer need?
Go ahead. Show me what you have.
Sensational. I
This is
okay.
like Skyrim. Just gotta get rid of all my old crap.
I have a 25-pound chest that I am not using.
Oh, a chest.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Very nice.
Nothing
wrong with it.
I'm guessing you go out to the cart to get this
Right,
chest.
right. It would be out.
So
in my
you
cart.
plop it down after you come back. Whoa, this is a mighty fine chest. How much did you say?
Say what?
So how much did you tell me? The DM. How much did you tell the DM it was worth?
Oh, I don't know how much it's worth. It's 25 pounds.
Oh, 25-pound chest. Okay.
Yeah.
So he is assessing it. So I can knock off a good bit of this price. So after the chest, which seems to be well made, you still owe about 13 blessing.
Okay. I'm just making sure I don't want to get rid of anything else. I think I could use everything else at some point.
Okay.
Well, actually, would you like a crowbar?
Unfortunately, we don't have any need for a crowbar here.
Fair enough. Me either. Okay.
Usually, it's only thieves who need that. Not to say that you are. I know what adventuring entails. I was once an adventurer.
You never know. Okay, well, I'm content with that.
Awesome.
So was it 13 blessing?
Yes. So mark off 13 blessing. And with this purchase, you get a well-made black short bow that says blurns on the side.
Cool.
You also get a quiver. This quiver is made out of some sort of animal hide, and it has an inscripted B on it. The letter B.
Cool.
And then, like I said, those 15 arrows come with it. So you have 15 arrows. And the 10 exploding darts. I don't know if you'll see that on D&D Beyond, so you might just have to add that to your other equipment. Or write it down.
Yeah.
Write it down and add it later.
I listed it as just darts.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it deals the same damage.
It doesn't.
Oh.
It's a little different.
Okay. I'll look it up.
So it does do 1d4 piercing, which is the same. But after it explodes, it does more.
Excellent.
So it'd be important to remember that's an exploding dart, not a regular one.
I love that. Okay.
So there are 10 of those, and they are red. No inscriptions on those.
Alright.
All right. So, Oracle or Silsey, who wants to lead our next journey?
So I am still looking for a robe.
Ah. Well, y'all can get back in the cart, and you can give me another perception check. You've calmed down, so you can take advantage since you've been in the city before.
All right, with advantage, 19.
Yes, excellent. So you see Teeter the tailor. He has a shop about a block down, closer to the entrance gates. It's towards that way. So you're going back a little bit, but you do see Teeter the tailor.
I will walk on in.
Excellent. So inside, you see a display of garments and robes, what you're looking for. And there's a gentleman in the back who we can only suppose is Teeter.
Hello. Hi. My name is Silsey.
Yes. Silsey. That's a good name.
Hi. Thank you. I just thank my dad, but I don't. Yeah, thank you.
Is your father
so-
here?
No, no.
This is a human gentleman, by the way.
No, I don't know where my dad is, but
It's quite sad.
yeah. It is. I'm looking for a robe.
Are you sure you're not looking for a therapist?
A robe right now will do.
I can recommend a therapist to you as well.
Is this? What kind of store is this?
This is a store that meets any of the needs that you have.
Well, I could also use some potions. So, do you have potions?
He gives you a glare. I do not deal in potions.
Okay. Sorry I asked.
And as he says it, he has long, dark hair, and it kind of whips in front of his face.
So, I don't think I'm a little small, so I don't think I'd require much fabric for the robe. So maybe like half of what you would pay.
Half of me. So are you saying
Yeah,
you're
but-
half the man that I am? It was a joke, good sir. Come with me. And he leads you around to the robes. You sure I cannot interest you in a new tunic? That one seems a bit raggedy.
No, I like this one.
Did someone vomit on your tunic as well?
Should I leave? You're being mean. I just
Sir,
nobody vomited on it.
This is the city. We do things differently here. I don't know what podunk town you're from.
Okay.
Would you rather I deal with your father? Is your father here?
My father's not here. No.
I'm sorry, I wasn't
just
listening
want a robe.
before.
Say what?
I wasn't listening to you before, and I'm barely listening now.
Okay. I want a robe.
A robe. Ah, here we go. And he pulls a purple robe from a wooden hanger. He hands it to you. Seems like it's probably a little bit too big. But it's a robe.
Doesn't can you maybe trim this down? Doesn't your sign say you're a tailor?
I am a tailor. A very good one, by the way.
Okay.
If you want to do an insight check of some sort, you can.
Okay. 15.
Yeah,
Insight.
so with a 15, you have you've caused him some slight, apparently early on in your conversation, and so his tone has definitely changed.
Uh-huh.
But you saw him in the back, and he was sewing up a tunic, repairing one. He seems to be pretty good at what he does.
Okay. All right. Could you maybe tailor this so it'll fit me?
I can, but it'll cost you more.
How much more?
2 blessing more.
Okay. What was the price before?
The price before was 10 blessing.
Okay.
It is a very nice robe.
That seems fair.
It is fair. I am not unfair. You can go to the
Okay.
courts. The courts, they will tell you my good name. I have sued 12 people in the last year.
I said it was fair. I don't have a gavel, but fair. Can I give you the blessings and
Yes, you
Fair
can
robe?
pay beforehand, and I'll take the robe, and I will give you a receipt. He takes out some parchment and signs it, and then hands it to you.
can I look at the? I'm gonna look at the receipt and make sure it says what he's.
Yeah, in Vorian, there's like a stamp at the top. It says Teeter the Tailor. And
Okay.
then he wrote down one medium-sized purple robe.
Okay. All right. How long will this take?
Well, you came to me rather late in the afternoon, and we close soon. I can have it ready tomorrow morning.
Okay. I'll be back tomorrow morning.
Excellent. Off with you.
Thank you.
He eyes you as you walk
As
out.
soon as we walk out of the shop, I'm going to put my arm around Celsi and be like, he totally took advantage of you, man. You paid way too much. I didn't want to step in and, step on your toes or anything, but you just got to be a little bit sharper with these transactions.
I think I could have used your help then.
You know what? Next time. Lesson learned, right?
I guess so.
Well, here, we'll find this enchantment place. I'll show you how it's done.
Okay. You lead the way.
So you get back in your cart, and as you go further into the city and closer to the next district, you see that there is a large wall. It's not as big as the wall surrounding the outside of the city, but this wall is about 12, 15 feet high, and it is surrounding the next district, and there are entrance gates that are being closed right now as it is nightfall. Orgel, you reach this enchantment. Igvald's, yes. Thank you. Igvald's enchantments. So,
I would like to walk in.
This is an upscale place. You see that he has wands, rods, scepters, all sorts of things on displayed throughout the store. And there's one other patron in here who is speaking to a man behind the counter, a drow gentleman. And this patron seems to be paying up to the drow gentleman.
Alright, I'm going to wait for that to finish up. And when it's done, I'm going to walk up to the drow.
Okay. So, the patron is a Sverfneblin who is receiving his wand, and he takes it and walks out. It's your turn.
I'm just going to walk up to him and say, before I get started, I want you to know that I know how I look.
He eyes you up and down. He says, "You look like an adventurer to me."
A dirty one. Come on.
I wouldn't have said
a
that.
cheap one. Yeah. And then I'm going to dump a bag of blessings on the counter.
See, I never said that. I never said that. You said that.
And that's why I like you, Igvald.
Ah, you're catching on quick. What can I do for you?
This may come as a surprise.
He picks up your coin purse, and he's like weighing it. He puts it back down.
I am not well versed in Arcana. What I would like is something that kind of works on its own. Magic's already there, you know what I mean?
Like a scroll?
More like something more permanent. You tell me, you're the expert, but
Are you speaking
like a ring or a belt or
Are you speaking
something
of
else?
Are you speaking of blood alchemy?
I wasn't, but that sounds great.
Oh, well, forget I mentioned that.
Too late. You got to tell me a little bit more about this blood alchemy.
Well, if you weren't speaking about it, it is illegal, so just forget that I said it.
All right, yeah, no one mentioned that.
Seriously, don't mention it.
Last time I'll ever say it.
I still think you're not getting it.
Mum's the word.
This sort of alchemy is very expensive.
More expensive than what I've shown you.
It's like 50 harvest expensive.
Oh.
Yes. However, we do have rings, like you said. Rings. And, I can do tattoos if you'd like.
Tell me more.
Okay. So you're an artistic man, then. Underneath all
Good
that
luck finding
dirt,
someone more artistic than me.
underneath all that dirt and grime, you're an artsy man. They have plays going on in the other districts. You might enjoy one.
Probably not, let's be real. Anyway, what are you gonna stab me with to make me powerful?
Well, that is interesting, because I will have to poke you. You do understand that?
I've had worse.
Okay, so it's
Yesterday.
gonna feel like I'm carving into you and injecting things.
Get to the good part.
Okay, and you will get some powers from this. What kind of powers
Such as?
do you seek? I can give you one it has a necromantic twist to it. You can gain more life from it.
That sounds pretty good. What else do we have?
There's one that, speaking on the same lines, it is more of a protection of that life.
I've got a friend who kind of helps him with that, but that could be good in case he passes out or gets stuck. What else do you got?
You're a hard sell. I have one that can make you resistant to certain type of damages.
That's the thing. I'm running into all sorts of different damages that I feel like I'll just pick the wrong one.
It's a good point. How about here? Look through this little book, and you pick out one. And he gives you a small little book. You can flip through the pages and choose a tattoo of your liking.
Okay.
You see one, which is the Coiling grasp tattoo. This tattoo will exude inky tendrils, which reach for a character within 15 feet and can bind them, grapple them. There's the Eldritch claw tattoo. So this makes your magical strikes. This makes your unarmed strikes magical.
Unarmed. Okay.
Let's see. There is the Illuminator's Tattoo. This makes you, it gives you the ability to write with your fingertips as if it was an ink pen. There's the Lifewell Tattoo. You have resistance to necrotic damage. Comes with the Life Ward. And when you would be reduced to 0 hit points, you drop to 1 instead.
It's pretty good.
There's the Masquerade Tattoo. And this one, as a bonus action, you can shape the tattoo into any color or pattern. And whatever form it takes, it can range in size from no smaller than, it says, a copper piece to an intricate work of art that covers all your skin. And as an action, you can use the tattoo to cast Disguise Self. So whatever you shape it into, you can essentially look like.
Orgel's looking at all of these. I think Orgel likes the sound of the Coiling Growl tattoo.
Okay. And there's one more.
What's the last one?
The Spell Rot Tattoo. Okay, so this infuses a spell into your skin.
Oh.
Once the tattoo is there, you can cast the spell, requiring no material components. Once the spell ends, with the typical Spell Rot Tattoo, it says the tattoo vanishes. But at Igvald's, he can make it a permanent tattoo, where you get it once a day.
What level spell are we talking about?
It can be depending on which one you get. They get more pricey.
Sure.
It can be a cantrip all the way up to 5th level.
All right, Iggy. How high of a spell can we get with what I've got for you?
And he's counting your blessing. How much do you have?
130.
Ooh.
After the hotel.
Nice. 130. For the Spell Rot Tattoo, I can get you, if you want it permanent, it's going to cost practically everything. It's going to be 120. And I can get you up to 2nd level. At 150, I can get you up to 3rd level.
That's all I have, unless you want some of the stuff I brought.
Is there something I could maybe sell, or you could trade for the...
I have these 2 hand axes.
Okay.
I have a nice quarterstaff.
So he'll look at your hand axe.
2 of them.
2 of them. Good point. If you can come up with 10 more blessing. What about your friends?
Guys, do you have... I'd pay you back. You know I'm good for it.
Silsey, you're on mute.
How about... Did he take your quarterstaff?
He only wants the hand axes. He doesn't want the quarterstaff.
What about a crowbar?
Silsey, what you
So
got?
I can chip in 5 blessings.
I'll tell you what.
What do you say, Iggy?
With that chip
We'll also promote your shop all around town.
you had better promote my shop after this. This is going to take all night. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
I'll have to let Blade know I'm busy.
So, he will take the gold, all your blessing, including Silsey's. And he tells you to sit down and, well, it's more like a couch in the back where he tells you to lay down. And he starts to take out some ointments and he's cleaning your skin. And he says, this is going to be a pretty large tattoo. It's going to cover your entire back. And
So I won't be able to get office jobs, is that what you're telling me?
Depends on where you want to work. But it's going to cover your entire back and onto your arms. So it's going to change your appearance.
Aren't that many fans of that appearance anyway, so... do your worst.
Do you know what spell you would like infused? And he pulls out a tome. And he's looking through 3rd level spells.
I assume there's illustrations.
Yes.
And I'm going to come across this illustration of a man that looks almost like a druid on a cliff. And his hands are in the sky, and lightning is coming down.
Awesome.
This one's called Call Lightning. That one sounds pretty good.
That I can do. And so, this is going to take hours. So, he pulls out a small little chisel to keep his place, and a very large needle, and beside it, he puts some different colored inks. So he's basically squeezing out, and he has these all prepared. He's basically squeezing out the ink as the chisel is keeping the needle in place, and he is slowly vibrating that needle in your skin. But
my lip is quivering, but I'm trying really hard not to make any sound. I think, like, if they wanted to do a perception check, they might hear, like, the faintest squeak, but it's, like, so high-pitched.
So, as he is making this tattoo, and it's taking him a long time, and it's a lot of pain, you also barely hear him saying or reciting a spell as he is infusing this tattoo into your back. Silsey and Valmea, just looking at his back, you start to see the image of clouds at the top of his back. And coming onto his arms, you see lightning shooting down his arms. So the tattoo itself, this is what it looks like. And it is glowing. So there is a magical essence. You get the hair on the back of your neck standing up. And it's almost like if you were an animal, you would be sensing a storm. That's what it seems like. And so the lightning is shooting down his arms. The cloud is on his back. And the druid is also on his back. There's no face on this druid. But you do see a hood covering a black silhouette. And arms outstretched. And it's almost like the druid is shooting lightning through the cloud instead of lightning being called down onto him. So it's like the druid is shooting lightning through the cloud, and as Igvald sees you pondering over this, he says, "Oh, don't worry. The lightning, when he uses this spell, it will not come from a cloud, you see. This is a special type of spell. It will come from his fingers. So essentially, you will be calling lightning, but it'll come down from the cloud, fill you, the tattoo will glow, and you will shoot it from your fingertips. So that's how the call lightning will work for you.
Sweet.
This has taken probably 7-8 hours. Yeah. So it is after midnight when you leave, and you are very sore, Orville. As your back is making you hunched over a little bit. You feel the weight of this spell, so to speak.
Well, guys, I'll buy you a drink, but I'm flat broke.
And you're all starving at this point. And that's when you remember, Valmea, dinner is not included tonight.
Well, taverns are still open?
Not a lot of them, but certain taverns.
Sketchy ones?
Well, there are some sketchy taverns, but as you're in the car and you're going down the cobblestone, you hear loud electric noises that are just like grating a little bit. And then as you process them, you recognize that these aren't just any old electric noises. They're actually making tunes and the melody of a song. And that's when you hear a yell come out from Oblivion. And this is a tavern where there is loud electric music coming from this establishment. And someone who is yelling over it. Essentially, this is the Arcana / D&D version of a hardcore metal show.
Sounds like my kind of party.
So, do you want to go in here? That's the first question.
I'm down to go. You guys?
Yeah, let's go.
Check it out.
Let's do it.
So this place is packed with people, of all races. And on the raised platform, which makes a stage, you see that there are two wizards, you'd put in air quotes, because you don't think that they're actual wizards. They seem to be. There's a young elf and a young goblin who are both wearing brown robes and tall, pointed wizard hats. And the dragonborn in front is playing a lute, but very, very fast. Like. And this dragonborn, from his lute, there is a magical pulse being cast from these two wizards on the side. And you see almost like a stream of magic, one coming from each. One is making the music amplified, and the other is distorting it. And you see that there is also a stream going to the person who is playing drums behind him. And then the orc woman who is yelling some sort of ritual, I guess. But it has the distinct rhythm of like a ritual, but set to music. And all of the people who are in the crowd are in this hypnotic sway. And then you see a halfling being lifted up and crowd surfing to the front. And to the right, there's a bar.
Let's go. Perfect. Yeah, I'm literally just gonna make my way towards the bar.
So at the bar, there is a Gith Yankee who is like this yellow-skinned elf/goblin looking humanoid who is serving drinks to people, and she comes over to you. Oh, hello. What can I do for you?
You have any food?
Yeah, we have food. Well, hold on one second. Jopeth, we still got food? You hear a yes from the back. Yeah, Jopeth in the kitchen says we still got food.
What you got?
Depends on what you want, I guess. We do have turkey. We have cheese and bread. That's our dinner plate. We can do that.
That sounds good.
Excellent. How many?
You guys want some?
I'll pay you back, sure.
You have to. Saucy?
Sure.
Alright, yeah, 3, please.
Awesome. That'll be one blessing. Oh, you look like you're from out of town. That's 1 gold.
Ah, thank you. Just kind of flip it towards her.
Awesome. All right, Jopeth, we got 3 dinner plates. And she brings out to you 3 mugs and says, "This is Red Wyvern Wicked Ale. All you need to do is if you're in an establishment, a tavern, some sort of venue, I'm glad you're in town for the show and you come to Oblivion, but what you need to ask for is a Red Wyvern. We're sponsored by Red Wyvern. Here's the ad."
Alright. Thank you. I'll take a pass out to them.
Do you have any poorly made shirts you could give out?
We do.
I'll pull one on.
Awesome. And so you see like blood red is on this black tunic, but there's blood red writing. It says, Oblivion Tavern. And then beneath it, there's a drawing of a red wyvern, which is like a dragon, and it says Red Wyvern Ale, Wicked Ale Brewing Company. Sorry, I had to get this. A mouthful.
So to Celsi, I'm like, hey, see, I just got this for free, and all I had to do was ask.
That's how you do it.
I guess I have a lot to learn.
You're doing fine. It's no purple robe. That looked pretty fancy.
So, about 15 minutes later, your food comes out as you are enjoying the music that's playing and whatever kind of spell is being put over this audience. And anything you'd like to do in Oblivion? You want to stay for the show? You can. But you don't have to. It is... Now it's technically early in the morning. It's really dark out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get this down and try to get that back to the end. Get a rest in. I look at Oracle. I'm like, you looks like that probably hurt a little. You sure you don't want to go back and rest?
I mean, I think it's going to hurt. I don't know how much rest I'm going to get, but, it's not a bad idea.
Valmea?
Yeah, I think sleep's a good idea at some point.
Cool. So, you finish up, and would you like to leave a tip?
Sure.
Okay. What are you leaving?
I got some silver.
Awesome.
I'll leave 2 silver.
Oh, mighty generous. Thank you, lass.
Thank you.
And so as you head out into the evening, as you walk outside of Oblivion, your ears are ringing. And you can still faintly hear the music as you are on your cart and heading back to the hovel where you're going to stay. I say hovel because I've forgotten the name. I'll have to look up the name in a minute.
It's the Stray Cat Run.
Stray Cat Run, yes. So as you're heading back to Stray Cat Run, I don't know why hovel stood out. The music is faintly pulsing in your ears. If you've ever been to a really loud show, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I imagine if we're talking, it's all pretty loud. We're screaming at each other.
I'm just screaming down at Celsi. Thanks for looking out for me, buddy.
You got it.
Sleep's gonna be a good idea.
That wasn't so bad.
I think so too.
And that's how y'all come into the Stray Cat Run. As y'all are yelling.
Blade! Say the orc in the kitchen.
Ivy runs over to you and she's like, Blade's asleep, be quiet. Go to your room.
Sorry.
She has an early shift. So, y'all can get a full rest. And in the morning, Silsey, if you want to go pick up your robe, y'all can head down.
Yes.
So y'all have a quick breakfast, which is repulsive. You think it's bacon. You think. It could just be like fried up jerky. And then supposedly you were also served quail eggs, and you got some bread that had a little bit of mold on it, and a tankard of very cheap wine.
Thanks, Blake. My compliments.
So, back down the street, you can pick up your purple robe.
All right. I get it. I immediately like put it on and put the hood up.
So, what do you think?
I like it. I like it. Thank you.
You look aristocratic.
That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you approve. Well, if there's anything else that you ever require, please.
Nope, that's it. Well met. Thank you.
Okay, so now it is the 10th of Kelsinver. We're 5 days away from Harvest Festival. So outside, it is bright and sunny, and you are learning the meaning of City of Light because you are having to squint in the sunlight, and it is just reflecting off the stone back into your eyes. It is already hot. So, the people on the streets are starting to bustle, and mid-morning traffic is starting to come in from the entrance gate. What else would you like to do on this day? If there's nothing else I can interest you in for commerce, then we will need to be thinking on the threads that we have and which ones we'd like to pursue for next time.
I don't think I really need anything else.
Okay.
Flat broke.
Very true. So as you're you've got your cart back, and as you are riding down the street, heading towards the inner city, and going towards the next district, you can decide if you want to go there. The next district over, there's an entrance gate to the Nobility District, and then there is a path around, and it leads through the housing and residential districts and into the court district, which is the way into the rest of the city. So if you're not a noble, you would take that path around on into the housing and into the court district. So that will be for next time. And there is a flyer, a rather large flyer on the wall that separates the districts. And it is actually advertising for the Harvesttide Festival. And it says that there will be entertainment at the Brushonell Theater, at the Rizal, the Sojourner Amphitheater, the Proving Grounds, and the Chalice. So all those places will have different things. Oh, and there's one more. Ravines Circuit, which Laura and Cameron, you will know Ravine being the name of the country where our other campaign's taking place, Del Ravine. So Ravines Circuit seems to be some sort of like chariot or horse racing place. So that flyer is what you see, and you can decide next time if you want to enter into the Nobility District or go the way around to the Court District, and that's where we'll stop.
All right.
All right.
So, I'm sorry there wasn't any fighting this time. Sometimes that's just how it works, I guess.
Almost went after that Taylor, so probably best.
Hey, you still have a chance. He's got to pick his robes up.
You want to see a neat trick?
No, he just did pick his robe up. Right? So, I mean, you can always go back. You can always go back.
It was nicer day 2.
Sure.
So, I hope everyone enjoyed that, and next time we'll see what they decide to do and which threads we decide to pursue. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.